Hi everyone, and welcome to TWF TWF Friday Night Smackdown. Hi, Mike Lane, with Daniel Bryan, and with Wade Barrett. And today on Friday Night Smackdown, we're going to talk about, we're going to talk about, what happened yesterday on Thursday Night Impact or Het. We had Becky Lynch fight, Harry Potter, and Becky Lynch beat Harry Potter, and Becky Lynch still believes that she is the greatest of all the wrestlers here in the toy wrestling gathering. Well, let me tell you something about that. Tony, tell you something about that. Daniel Bryan says, that's her belief. If she wants to believe that she's the greatest, well, okay, that's her belief. She has no way to show that to be true, though. And even if many monthlies and websites back her up, and believing that she's the greatest out there, that's still their belief. And it's not a truth. Well, let me tell, Daniel Bryan says, Well, let me tell you something, Wade Barrett says. If she's going around saying that it's true, that if she believes it, then there most likely gotta be some truth to it. That's what she believes in her mind. But anyway, I'm not gonna be the one that going out of my way, to say that she's wrong about being the greatest out there. And now, it looks like we got Paulie Dangerously, coming to the ring now. Ladies and lords, my name is Paul E. Dangerously, and I am the overseer and seer for Maxwell Jacob Friedman, MJF, who, and also Austin Theory. Now, the site has to get a new follower into the team. So here today, let me introduce you to Braun Steiner. Well, here comes Braun Steiner in the ring now, and he's got something to say. I'm the big bad booty daddy younger. And I don't give a shit who you are. I don't care what action, I don't care what kind of doll you are. I don't care if you're made by Bandai, Irwin, Toy Biz, Mattel, Jax. I don't care. And I don't care what shop you came from. Hills, Ames, the Vinlander Frith Middle, the Glassport Frith Middle, Aldi's, Five Below, Walmart. It all means the same to me. And we're going to start taking straps. We're going to start taking straps like we always did. And like we always will. And I know they're going to bring back the World Heavyweight Championship. And I'm going to be the one that is going to be wearing that. Woof, woof, woof. That's right. We heard the World Heavyweight Champion, the World Heavyweight winnings is coming back. And my man, Braun Steiner, or Braun Breaker, whatever you want to call him, is going to be that man. Here comes Autolycus. Alright, Paulie Dangerously, Braun Steiner, Austin Theory, Maxwell Jacob Friedman, don't call me Logan Paul. Hey, Maxwell Jacob Friedman says, don't say that. I'm a former two-time AEW heavyweight fighter. I'm a former two-time TWF heavyweight fighter. I'm a former TWF tag team fighter with The Miz. I'm a former AEW tag team fighter. And Austin Theory says, you'll learn to unlook me, because I was a former two-time WWE 4-1 Rex fighter. And I was a former WWE tag team fighter and a former TWF light heavyweight fighter. Yeah, with a shit-eating grin too, Autolycus says. Anyway, here today, we are going to bring back the World Heavyweight Winnings. And this will be the new offshoot of it. But here's a catch, Braun Steiner, or Braun Breaker. There ain't no catches, Autolycus. Catches are for losers. And I'm a fucking winner. So just give that strap to me right now. Here is the catch, Braun Steiner. Yeah, you are a former two-time WWE NXT heavyweight fighter. You are a former two-time WWE NXT Interland Body fighter. Yes, you did do all of that. But the one thing is, you'll be fighting for the TWF World, for the World Heavyweight Winnings. A strap that started in 2003 YL with Hunter Hearst Helmsley is now coming back. And you know who the man you're going to be fighting is? Jason Uso. Yay! 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 Here he comes. Yay! 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 Hey, what's going on? Hey, it's me, main show Jason Uso. Multi-time WWE World and Tag Team Fighter, WWE Interland Body Fighter, former World Heavyweight Fighter, yeet. And now going to be the World Heavyweight Fighter in the TWF, and also two-time TWF Tag Team, three-time Tag Team Fighter. I'm coming after you. I'm coming down there. Oh, great. Wonderful. What's what everybody wanted, Wade Barrett says. It's Jay Yeedman. Hey, that's what BC Amp calls them. Daniel Bryan says, and that's a slight. Yeah, Mike Lane says, you should unlook Jason Uso. You know, they don't call him main show Jason Uso for nothing. So, it looks like I'm going to beat you, Braun Steiner, or Braun Breaker, or whatever you want to call yourself. And as far as MJF and Austin Theory go, you don't have Logan Paul, so I guess it sucks to be you. And you don't got Bronson Reed, so I guess it sucks to be you. It's right, we don't have Logan Paul's doll yet. We don't got Bronson Reed's doll yet, but when we do, Jay, you'll eat those words. Well, it looks like MJF is getting out of the ring along with Austin Theory. Well, it looks like this match is underway and the World Heavyweight Winnings is back again. Can you believe that? Mike Lane says. Yes, I can believe that too. Jason Uso, a spin kick, knocking down Braun Steiner. Again, Mike Lane says. Well, Daniel Bryan said, it is good to know that the World Heavyweight Winnings is back in the Toy Wrestling Gathering. Well, let me tell you something, Wade Barrett says. What kind of World Heavyweight fighter would Jason Uso make anyway? We know what he did as a World Heavyweight fighter. He wasn't ready for it, and they said he choked. Here it comes. He's coming back again. They said he choked. Jason Uso, just got taken down by Braun Steiner. Mike Lane says he could be right about that. Uh-oh, he threw Jey Uso outside. He's doing that runaround thing he likes to do. Bam! Jey Uso needs to get out of the way, or he's not going to be the World Heavyweight Fighter, Mike Lane says. Daniel Bryan says, Braun Steiner, Braun Breaker, whatever you want to call him, you can say that you can slight him, you can guilt him if you want, but you do got to unlook him. I don't like him. Here he comes, down with the tackle. Jey Uso knocked him down again. Jason Uso's ready to get back up now. Jey Uso got Braun Steiner in a slam. Mike Lane said, wait a minute, Paulie Dangerously's there. Oh, Jey Uso does not Paulie Dangerously down. But that's all the time Braun Steiner needed. Oh! And if it wasn't for Paulie Dangerously, Jason Uso would have won, Mike Lane says. That's right, Daniel Bryan said. Paulie Dangerously had no business being there. Yeah, he was the overseer, but he had no business being there. Well, it's not Paulie Dangerously's mistake that Jason Uso couldn't keep his eyes on Braun Steiner. Wade Barrett says, 1, 2, 3. Ding, ding, ding. Here is your winner and the new World Heavyweight Fighter, Braun Steiner. And Braun Steiner is now the new World Heavyweight Fighter, taking over for whoever was the last World Heavyweight Fighter in the toy wrestling gathering, is leaving off here. And a lot of folks can't believe that Braun Steiner did it. That he is now the World Heavyweight Fighter, and now the site, or whatever Paulie Dangerously is calling his team, they're coming together. And Jason Uso has nothing to feel guilty of, because he did put in the time, and he did put in the work. Well, he does have something to feel guilty of, Mike Lane, Wade Barrett says. He didn't become the World Heavyweight Fighter, so in my book, that is something to feel guilty of. Hey, Daniel Bryan said, Jason Uso had nothing to feel guilty of at all. He did a good match. If it wasn't for Paulie Dangerously, then he would have won. Well, speaking of that, now we're going to take it away now to Michael Cole. Thank you, Mike Lane. I'm going to be talking with Braun. Fuck! And up! Well, thank you, Mike Lane. I'm going to be talking to Braun Steiner here today on Friday Night Smackdown. First off, Braun Steiner, you see you are the World Heavyweight Fighter, and you must be truly happy. Oh, I'm happy, Michael Cole. I'm truly happy that I am the World Heavyweight Fighter. And Jey Uso, or Jason Uso, whatever he wants to call himself, he didn't become the World Heavyweight Fighter. Sadly, that happened to be me. Well, Michael, as you should know, that Braun Steiner is now going to raise the standard of the World Heavyweight winnings. And he will do it because he has Paulie Dangerously, as his overseer. Well, you did help Braun Steiner win. Hey, it's not my mistake that Jason Uso couldn't keep his eyes on the match, and that's how he lost to Braun Steiner. But Braun Steiner is a fighting World Heavyweight Fighter, and he will give Jey Uso another match, even though it will end the same way the other one did. Well, that's my talk with Braun Steiner and Paulie Dangerously. Back to you, Mike Lane. Well, Thank you, Michael Cole, for talking with Braun Steiner, you know, and Paulie Dangerously here today on NXT. And that's all the time we got here for NXT. Mike Lane, with Mike Lane, with Daniel Bryan and Wade Barrett. We hope you liked Friday Night Smackdown, and we'll see you tomorrow for Collision or Hit.